Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have got our girls, LR, Kale, and Caulifla. They have officially EZA'd. They are definitely good, right? But the problem is Universe 6, right? So the girls here are going to be most effective on the Universe 6 category team, right? You look at their links, you look at the way their passive is built, stuff like that. Like, that's probably where they're going to do the best. The problem is that the Universe 6 category really sucks. Some key fumbles have hurt this category a lot. I will never lay off of Frost. Huge fumble that really hurt Kale significantly. Now, I would say the problem with Kale and Caulifla's design, if you are an LR Kale and Caulifla defender, funny, I'm essentially on the other side now. Years ago, I was the biggest Kale and Caulifla supporter ever. But, okay, we started a fight, we jumped in. Here is the issue. Kale and Caulifla and Dokkan Fest Kale, they're the same at the start of the fight, which is a slot 2 character. Universe 6, they needed someone to man the point spot for a couple of turns at the start. Now, Kale eventually transforms, right? And she can hold down slot 1 once Kale does transform. But right here, like, we're in trouble. We're in the anniversary event. We're in trouble right here. Like this is a huge concern. Looking at this, I don't know. I mean, Kale and Caulifla, this 200k defense at the start of turn, do you guys think that's good enough? Because it's not. Like, super supreme units are not looking like this, right? Kale, at the start of turn, has more defense, and she's getting huge defense on super attack and damage reduction, right? Like, LR, Kale, and Caulifla, their gimmick of stacking defense over and over and over with all their supers is great, but a lot of the difficult fights are difficult at the start, not, 10 turns deep. So, it's just tough. I think it was very simple. All they had to do was give them guard for the first 3 turns. LR, Goku, Black, and Zamasu have literally the same exact thing. Guard for 3 turns. That's all they needed. Bam. You give them guard for 3 turns, we'd be sitting here, we'd be guarding, we'd be good. Now, if you take a look at it, we have numerous slot 1 options on the team. God Goku, Vegeta, and HL LR Gohan. But they were all in the first turn. So now we're in a situation where things are a little tough for us. So I'm just going to let it go. Let's see how we do right here. I have a pretty strong team designed here for Kale and Caulifla. We'll see how they could do. Now, one thing to keep in mind with Kale and Caulifla, maybe we'll do another run where I could show this off a little bit more effectively. But remember that they get extra attack per Universe 6 Join Forces or Pure Saiyan category ally in the team, right? Then they launch an additional super and there's Universal Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan category enemy. We're going up against, of course, a Pure Saiyan enemy right here. So, we will be able to see how she's going to do. So, let's see what we get. Don't super attack right away. 63, 60. Okay, we caught a break. But, I mean, you guys could see if the Super Saiyan Force would have just supered right there, we are toast, right? And it's like, it's not like Kale would have done better. 5th Anniversary Blue Gogeta would not have, no one would have done better, right? Now, they just did an additional right there. That has a 50% chance to be a super attack. This is the guaranteed additional super against a Pure Saiyan enemy. And we could still get the Hidden Potential System additional, which we did not get. Right now, the build I went for Kale and Caulifla, they're actually pretty balanced. I gave them a bit of additional, a bit of dodge, and a bit of crit. Maybe I might be a little bit tempted to give them a little bit more additional, right? Because literally our first turn, it looks like we did not get the Hidden Potential System additional. Because they did their initial super. They did additional as a 50% chance of being a super. That was a normal. And then they did another super, which is the guaranteed super against a Pure Saiyan category enemy. So we didn't get our Hidden Potential System additional right there, which I would like them doing. Because Kale and Caulifla build up ki and dodge chance with each attack performed. So, yeah, giving them a little bit more additional probably is a better idea. I might do that. Maybe I can give them like a bronze equip. Right now, let's just quickly go over their build. Their bronze equip that I have on them right now is still level 5 defense. I think probably giving them additional would be smarter. Additional would give them, if they additional super, they stack defense right there. but an attack is also building up their passive dodge chance anyway, so it could be very valuable for us. So in terms of our build, so they have 16 additional, 7 crit, and 17 dodge. Again, I think I'll change that bronze equip and give them a little bit more additional is probably what I'll go with. I might even lower their crit a little bit and go more so for additional or dodge. That's what I'm going to need from this character for sure. The point for them is to help Kale, right? I just need them to not let Kale down. This unit is not the anchor of the team anymore, carrying all the damage. We just need them to not die. That's literally their only purpose, and Kale can do everything, right? Kale is like, you know, again, on the same level as like Dokkan Fest God Goku. Kale could carry the team, but it's just she needs a Universe 6 ally to be able to do that. So that is definitely something to keep in mind there, right? Okay, so let's just go ahead and get through this turn. We can get Vegeta in here in slot 1. This is perfect. So Vegeta will activate his support buff next turn for Kale and Caulifla. That could be pretty good. We want to be careful of the Kale at the end. I made sure, by the way, last turn that Vegeta was attacked. He got hit 2 times last turn. So this super attack right here, this activates his support. 200k. They hit hard in here. 200k with guard he eats from this event. So, I mean, you guys can see that this is a real fight right here. The 7th anniversary fight and the 8th anniversary fight in this event are legitimate fights. So Vegeta's support is now procced. So we'll have that active for Kale and Caulifla on this next turn. We're also going to be able to transform into Super Saiyan 2 Kale. Now that we've reached turn 4, we're in business, right? Because Kale and Caulifla, they make it through their first turn. They, super attack twice, so they got 2 defensive stacks. And then they got 3 attacks, so they built up an 18% chance to dodge from their passive. And then now Kale is going to be able to go in slot, whatchamacallit? Kale's going to be able to go in slot 1 with her transformation, so now we are definitely completely cooking. I guess the only issue is the friend Kale here could potentially get caught, right? And she's not going to have, at least on the other rotation that's not the Kale and Caulifla and other Kale one, but she's still triple supered. Okay, sure. I mean, Kale is good. Wait, is that my Kale? I think that's my Kale right there. Yeah, I mean, Kale is, again, really good. Kale is a stupid character. She's ridiculously strong. Again, it's a very stupid character. 30, 40, 50. Oof. Okay, so Gohan does not have guard. That's a problem. It's a little early in the fight for him not to have guard. Kale and Caulifla, they're up to 568 already. That is definitely high. Let's transform. Let's go into Super Saiyan 2 state for Kale. I think that will be very important for us to do. Kale, of course, is very, very strong here. Okay, so now we have Super Saiyan 2 Kale out. Where is the super attack likely to be? I'm not even sure. Alright, well, the good news is we will be able to fully heal. I mean, as long as EGL LR Gohan, well, not fully healed, but we did get quite a bit back. As long as EGL LR Gohan is not going to get juiced with a super attack, we should be okay. Kale and Caulifla now have, oh, no, I didn't show it, but we have all 7 links activated for Kale and Caulifla right here. Yeah, we have all 7 are up. Kale and Caulifla, their links at a Super Saiyan, Battlefield Diva, Warriors of Universe 6, Tournament of Power, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. We have all 7 active. Oh, I'm really glad Kale is in slot 1. Kale and Caulifla, they could have lived. I guess if they would have given us a huge... Damn, Kale takes that much? I don't know. 11.7 right here. Again, this is with the Tech Super Saiyan Vegeta support. We do want to keep that in mind. Remember, they're going to do at least 1 guaranteed additional super. We got the normal there again. This is a guaranteed. And then now after this, they could do their hidden potential system. If we don't get it again, I'm definitely going to change there. We did get it, okay. And we got the super attack, nice. Okay, so like, they're settling in. Like, now the fight is still going. It's been several turns. They're going to start to get really strong now. Because now, we're turning into a character, right? Oh, you know what? Oh, okay, right. Okay. So, they also get an additional 66% attack and defense, and additional that has a great chance of being a super when HP is 66% or less, which we did have activated right here. That's why they attack so many times. So now they're going to probably be, what, above 700k defense or something like that, and they're going to start to get to like a 50% chance to dodge or something ludicrous, right? So now they begin to look really good, but here's the thing. That's great, but again, Kale needed someone strong at the start of the fight, not someone strong at the end of the fight. If in 2 weeks they give us a yellow coin LR slot 1 god, I think then LR, Kale, and Caulifla's EZA becomes like, okay, like they had a plan. The team actually gets someone to protect Kale at the start of the fight. But if we don't get that, it's just stupid. It's terrible. It's terrible by Dokkan, right? Like, Kale and Caulifla are pretty good, but you guys get what I'm saying. What do we want to do here? Let's go and transform with Vegeta. Let's just go ahead and get this transformation out right here. I think I'm gonna keep Blue Gogeta here along with God Goku. I'm just gonna hit this right here. Then we'll go ahead and give God Goku all of his physical key spheres, right? And then we can give Vegeta these tech key spheres right here to heal us up a little bit. I'm going to keep LR Blue Gogeta on rotation because we're going to move into the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta portion of this fight. And he is going to be a physical character, right? So keeping Blue Gogeta around will be a really good idea. And Blue Gogeta could potentially finish things off with his active skill and stuff like that, right? Oh, Gogeta Blue showing out. Okay. Okay. Gogeta Blue. The 5th anniversary. The one really great thing about Kale is the fact that the 5th anniversary Blue Fusions are on her team, right? Like, the fact that we can, like, cycle them in. Oh, so good. Because I've talked about this a lot. Typically, though, like, the way I play Dokkan is I am using teams based around, like, character showcases and stuff like that I'm doing. So, it's like, you know, I haven't had an opportunity to use Blue Vegeta and Blue Gogeta, really, since they came out. So, you know, they weren't on Super 17's team. They were not on God Goku's team, but finally they're on Kale's team, so we get to cycle some of them in, which is really fun. Alright, God Goku's completely fine here. But at this point, God Goku has stacked quite a bit, right? Yeah, God Goku is just so good. God Goku and this Vegeta are tremendous. I mean, I'll say this. I'm really glad they came out before Kale, because their presence on the team also is very helpful, right? Both of these characters who are guarding and can actually take hits. Like, one of the main reasons I bring both of these guys is because at the start of the fight, they could, you know, take some of those hits, right? Because Kale, again, can't go in slot 1 until turn 4, right? And remember, it's turn 4 with a Caulifla on the team, which LR, Kale, and Caulifla does actually activate that condition, so. Alright, let's see what we're looking at here from Kale and Caulifla at this point. So we have 6 out of 7. They're at 683k defense. I mean, that's definitely pretty good. You know, because by this point, it's like, they can tank every normal, but if the super attack is going to come in, you know, that obviously would kill them from one of the really tough bosses. But they do build up a nice chance to dodge. I just think maybe they would have been quite a bit of a better character if, like, they just had the 66% chance to dodge at the start of turn. They didn't need to build it up. I mean, if they did that would have fixed things as well. Okay, so I guess, unfortunately, we're not going to get Kale and Caulifla in front of these hits, but, I mean, that's fine. We'll be able to get some AGL orbs with them so they can heal. That's good. Yep, we'll go ahead and get some healing in right there. Okay, so we should be good to go. EGL LR Gohan should still have his guard next turn. Blue Gogeta potentially could go crazy. So this was a pretty decent first fight from Kale and Caulifla, because it's kind of like you get through the first turn, and then you should be good with them, right? It's the first turn is where the trickiness is before they're built up. And then once they start building up, their defense starts to get high, and then their dodge chance starts to get up there as well. And then, you know, they're just attacking. This is a character, too, that I really could see any build being good for them. Okay, so we did a super. Our additional 50% chance to be a super was a normal. Then an additional of the 70% chance to be a super was also a normal. That's their pure Saiyan guaranteed super, right? Well, where was the... So I think we didn't get the hidden potential system additional again. Yeah, I'm gonna raise their additional a little bit. I do want them additionaling more. But I think you could justify giving them a lot of crit because they're doing so many normal attacks. I think that's usually when I want to put crit on characters. If they're doing a lot of normals, crits can be very helpful, right? To, you know, make these normals actually do decent damage. Dodge, of course, is good, because dodge, if they're going to get caught by a big boss super attack, dodge is how they're going to survive it. They're not going to survive, you know, the big bosses with raw defense. They could tank normals from the big bosses, but that's going to be it. Oh. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and pop. We're going to pop God Goku's active right here. I'm going to go for it. Let's pop God Goku's active right here. Do some really good damage. And then hopefully... well, alright, I am going to play this one, though. I guess I should have played the God Goku one, but now that we pop that, we can proc this. Let's definitely play this. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, it's GG. We're absolutely juicing and cooking beyond belief now. Alright, here we go. So now Gogeta gets the 70% chance to dodge. Way too good. We won. Yeah. I was thinking like oh, you know, whatever. It's just over. It's over. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was going to use Super Saiyan Goku in slot 1, but like there's just, you know, we're good. Wow. That's a good way to use the Super Saiyan Goku transformation, by the way, is right there. We used it so that Gogeta could get full power. There you go. Ideal use of the Super Saiyan Goku transformation right there, and Gogeta finishes the fight. Kale and Caulifla looked pretty good there. But again, you know, to be clear, they are good, but it's once you start going into the fight, they're good. They're not good enough at the start, though, for me to be satisfied. The point of this EZA was to help Kale. Right here, this character. She is the point of the LR Kale and Caulifla EZA. And I don't think they did a good job of making Kale and Caulifla designed around helping Kale. That is my concern. But we'll see what, maybe a Yellow Coin LR. If Universe 6, gotta be Universe 6. They need to get some sort of strong early turn character. Again, anything. Just a character that's guarding for like the first 3 turns is all Kale needs. Just something to protect her just right at the start of the fight. We really could use, right? Now, Kale and Caulifla, they do have this ability, right? Where they get 10% attack per Universe 6 Joint Forces or Pure Saiyan category ally in the team. That stacks. So I want to just do a run where we just stack all that shit up. I think probably the best place to do that might just be... maybe Goku and Vegeta's Joint Forces Pure Saiyan team. Like that team. Kale and Caulifla are on that 200%. That might be what we're going to do in a second. I'll come back. Let's see what they look like with a build centered around them. Alright, guys. So we're in another one of those anniversary fights, right? There's one for all the anniversaries. So this fight against Vegeta could be pretty good for this. Maybe I should reset so we get Kale and Caulifla on turn 1, though. So the squad we are rocking is just Universe 6 again. Remember, they get buffs based upon Universe 6 Joint Forces or Pure Saiyan characters, and it stacks. So Kale and Caulifla themselves count for 30%. Basically, every character except for the leader Kale is giving us them 30%. Because, you know, I've got all these girls rainbowed here, so there's a little bit of a goofy lineup, but this should, you know, lead to Kale and Caulifla having sort of max damage right here, I guess. We have them linked next to their TUR, so we have 6 out of 7. Sure, let's see what the girls do right here. Just, you know, here's an opening rotation. Were we below 66% HP too? 10 million right there? Okay, sure. We did see them get 11 million earlier on. That was with the Tech Vegeta support as well. So there's that. That's an additional, right? But that could be a super. I think that could be a super, right? Yeah, I guess I'm just a little bit unlucky with them, right? This is a super. They could still do one more guaranteed super. Then they have their additional normal. I think I do want to get another. I think the fight's about to end. When you finish this Vegeta, I think it does end. I'm going to come back in with them on turn 1. And, I mean, they could, you know, super 6 times. Hopefully they could give us, like, one of these crazy turns where we're just going to get a million, billion, trillion, zillion super attacks. Let's come back in and see how it works. Alright, guys, let's get another rotation in like this. So, turn 1, we are looking pretty good. Now, here, it's another thing. I was slightly annoyed when one of the few things Kale and Caulifla got on their EZA here was, you could see the very first thing of their passive is 3 ki at the start of turn. This is not a character that typically needs ki, as you guys can see right here. Like, ki is not an issue for this unit, so, you know, take away that ki and their passive, give them a little bit more attack or defense, something like that, could have been a little bit good. And again, their link set, Super Saiyan, Battlefield, Diva, Warriors Universe 6, Tournament of Power, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. They got a great link set right there, right? So, alright, so this is turn 1. They'll do their super. They have additional, there's a high chance to be a super. Then they have a guaranteed additional against Pure Saiyan, guaranteed additional against Universal Travel Saga enemy, and then we could get the Hidden Potential System additional as well. So, Kale and Caulifla on this turn could super 5 times. On a turn where you start below 66% HP, they could super 6 times. And then, unfortunately, this is the Kale and Caulifla problem right here. The enemy decides to super attack right away, and even with type advantage, they're taking 224. Perfect. That's literally, that's my issue with them, is exactly that right there. That's it. That's my problem with them, is that opening, they're way too weak. It's just clear that Dokkan, wow, we have been very unlucky with the additionals so far in this video, right? That first additional has been a normal, like, every single turn of the video. It's fine. It is what it is. I feel like we've gotten a good look at what this character can do. We will do a full world tour for them. You know, using Kale's team. At least this character is beyond good enough to run, I think, in all of those difficult fights, right? So, with them now good enough to run in the difficult content fights, we can really sort of see how effective they will be, and how this might impact Kale as well. I might do, so I'm gonna, I haven't done my banner, or my top 10 TUR tier list. I haven't updated it with Kale yet, because I really wanted to wait until LR, Kale, and Caulifla came out to make my decision. I feel like I am going to put God Goku at 1. It might sound weird to some people, but I think if Kale and Caulifla were guarding for the first 3 turns, I'd have Kale at 1. But as things stand right now, Kale can't carry the team. Well, I guess she does this. But Kale can't carry the team, I don't think, as the anchor as effectively as God Goku right now. Kale can, if with good luck, right? If things just break in your favor, Kale gets super attack first. Like, she's going to do ridiculous damage. She's not going to get hurt, right? But, again, like most things in this game, it's like, yeah, like, if, you know, you get perfect RNG, you're good. But God Goku, I think, is just a little too effective with his dodge and his guard and stuff like that early on. By the time Kale transforms into Super Saiyan 2, I mean, it's like she blows God Goku and Super Saiyan Goku away. But I think God Goku being much better those first couple of turns does matter, right? Kale is definitely very, very good, though. But, you know, also just comparing the setups you have access to with God Goku, and you could just throw... God Goku is a character that we could just throw on any team. He could just go out. He'll be on any team he could work well on. Whereas, like, Kale has to have a Universe 6 category ally, or else she's not really worth running, probably. With good luck, she could still be good even without a Universe 6 ally. But, you guys get what I'm saying there. So, alright. Here was EZA, LR, Kale, and Caulifla. Definitely a good unit, though, for sure. Alright, so this is 2 makes the strongest of all universes. Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla and Super Saiyan 2 Kale. Their leader skill is Join Forces, category key 4 and 150% of stats, or Super AGL key 4 and 100% of stats. Their 12 key super attack is the Seismic Combat, which stacks defense, raises attack by 30% for 1 turn, and does colossal damage to the enemy. Then their 18 key super attack, Limit Break Blaster, stacks defense, does mega colossal damage, and then lowers enemy attack. I guess the lowering attack could be good for, like, Battlefield and Super Battle Road and stuff like that. Typically, I'm not the biggest fan when LRs lower attack on their 18 key, because, you know, oftentimes where is that useful? Like, Super Battle Road turn 1, Battlefield turn 1, right, where it's definitely going to be more difficult for a lot of LRs who build up key to be able to get those 18 key supers, but Kale and Caulifla, key is never a problem for them. So them lowering attack at all, I mean, that actually could be helpful for not red zone style content, but, you know, Battlefield and stuff like that. Their passive skill, Let's Go Even Further Together. They get 3 key and 130% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then they get an additional that has a high chance of being a super attack, 50%. Then they get 66% attack and defense, and an additional that has a great chance of being a super, 70%. And then that will proc at the start of turn if HP is 66% or less. Not a fan of the HP condition, obviously. Then they build up 1 key up to a max of 6, and 6% chance to dodge up to a max of 66% with each attack performed. So they have to do 11 attacks to fully build up their dodge. If you're doing a fight against a Pure Saiyan or a Universal Survival Saga enemy, probably not going to be too tough. But, you know, once you start getting that dodge, you know, up above 30, that could be pretty good, right? So, like, once they've done 5 attacks, you've got a very reasonable chance of them dodging, which is good. And then finally, they get, well, there's 2 things left, but they get 10% attack per Universe 6, Join Forces, or Pure Saiyan category ally in the team. Again, remember that stacks. So a character that has all 3 will give them 30% attack. Character that's on 2 will give them 20% attack, and a character that's on 1 of the 3 will give them 10% attack. So, like, that ability has always been very strong. That's one reason this character ended up being way more busted than we realized once we are actually using him, is because those abilities stack. And then finally, they launch an additional super attack if there's a Universal Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan category enemy. That also stacks. So if there's a Universal Survival Saga and Pure Saiyan, they'll get 2 additional supers from that, right? So, I mean, their kit was very, very good 4 years ago when they released. Dokkan did not do much here besides just give them higher stats, really, is all they did. Again, if it's up to me, I think everything is fine, but then you just tack on guards for the first 3 turns. That's it. That's all they needed. I don't think it's unbalanced. I don't think it's unrealistic, because LR Goku Black and Zamasu have that. So and they are specifically there to help Fusion Zamasu. I don't see why, you know, Kale couldn't have gotten the help from Kale and Caulifla. Their link set is Super Saiyan, Battlefield Diva, Warriors of Universe 6, Tournament of Power, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Really strong link set, of course. They've got a lot of key links, which is one reason they don't struggle for key whatsoever. This is a character that was dramatically helped by the link level update, by the way. An LR with all these key links, that's really good for them, but it's all these key links which they could take advantage of. They need the key as an LR, but then they're also giving them tons of stats, right? Like, the link level update made the Universe 6 girls so much stronger with how links work and stuff like that. Then their 12 key multiplier, 150%, 24 key multiplier, 200%, typical numbers. And they are on a few different category teams here. They, of course, are on the Joined Forces team. Right there, they'll be a decent option with a lot of Joined Forces Saiyans. They're also over here on the Universal Survival Saga team, so this is good. Universal Survival Saga getting some buffs. Funny that all the most recent characters have all been Universe 6, right? Like, the last 2 Dokkan Fests from this have been Universe 6. Interesting. Then, they, of course, are on Universe 6. Just a dreadful category. You have 2 good units. Well, okay, you have 1 great unit, Kale. You have a good unit in Kale and Caulifla. You got an okay unit in Tech Caulifla and Kale, the Kefla unit. Tech Caulifla is really good, but it's fight-specific, right? Again, any opportunity to bash this loser right here, Frost, terrible, awful, god-awful release, I will take the chance. He hurts Kale and Caulifla so much. If he was only better, it would have helped them so much. Kale and Caulifla, of course, are on the Pure Saiyan team also. Then they're here. This is the Peppy Gal team. Nice to get some more buffs for Peppy Gals. I'm definitely not hurt about that or upset. That's really good. They're also over here on the Full Power category team. That's nice. More options for Full Power is always a really good thing right there. Then they're also on the Super Saiyan 2 category team. Another category I love to get buffed, right? Any buffs for Super Saiyan 2 is definitely really good. They're also over here on the Rapid Growth team, another weak team. A lot of weak teams they're buffing, or teams that could use help. Yeah, this is pretty good. Then they're also here on the Bond of Friendship category team, probably not one that needs help so much. And then finally, they're on Power Beyond Super Saiyan. So there's EZA, LR, Kale, and Caulifla. I would say that they are very, very good, right? Like, well, you guys get what I'm saying, right? They have a weakness at the start, but they will build up. They could be effective in these really tough fights, but, you know, if you're going to get hit by a super from one of the big bosses, it's either you die or, you know, their dodge is going to work, right? Let's hope. I think that this unit really will be fine, like their EZA is fine, provided we still get that slot 1 character for Universe 6 in this celebration, which could happen since there's a Part 2 LR. But if the Part 2 LR is another character that has to slowly build up, I just don't know what the hell they're thinking, right? But let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all next time.